Welcome in, everybody, to a very Vol Thanksgiving. We've got turkey, we've got tradition, and of course, we've got hot takes hotter than Neyland in September. So let's jump into things as Tennessee Athletics has been cooking up plenty of their own holiday flavor.
That's right. A lot of families argue over who gets the last roll, but around here we argue about who gets the last touchdown, the last kill, and the last corner kick.
Absolutely. So let's start with none other than football, because nothing says Thanksgiving like trying to explain to your relatives why the Vols are actually better than their record looks. And honestly, if Tennessee could put mashed potatoes on their schedule, I think we'd be undefeated.
I think we'd have a good record. And over in volleyball, the Lady Vols are carving up opponents like they're carving the turkey. I mean, the only thing hotter than the oven this week is Tennessee's serve speed.
Absolutely. And what about women's soccer? Well, yeah, they're dishing out more shots than your cousin who thinks he's a chef, but can really only make deviled eggs.
And men and women's golf. Look, I know Thanksgiving is about family, but if I could add anyone to my table, it would be Tennessee's putting game. Consistent, reliable, never talks about politics. Can't get much better.
Absolutely not. But of course, Smokey, none other than himself, is having a great Thanksgiving too. He should. I mean, he's the only one at the table who gets away with begging for scraps every year.
Perfect job. This is a very Vol Thanksgiving, and it starts right now. Let's dig in.
Let's do it. The Salute to Service game was all volunteer fans could hope for. We had beautiful weather, a great environment, and even jumped in the win column.
To start things off for the offense, Joey Aguilar and Staley get their connection going with this 13-yard reception to the 33. A couple minutes later, Joey Aguilar found Chris Brazel for a wide-open deep ball to put the Volunteers within striking distance. Deshaun Bishop, the running back, Knoxville native, receives a handoff the next play and lunges into the end zone for 6. Then check out this defensive play from cornerback Ty Redmond as he jumps across the middle, intercepts the ball with one hand, and gives Tennessee another opportunity on offense early on. Joey just shows off his legs the next play, takes the ball into the end zone for a 28-yard run to the pay dirt. And then following up after this, Braylon Staley once again getting involved. This time he saw Ty Redmond's catch, said, "Let me do one better," and grabs a one-handed touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, Dominique Bailey wouldn't be denied from this 11-yard sack. Star Thomas decides to break one of his own and gets his former team into the end zone for 6. After another defensive stop, new running back change, Peyton Lewis charges into the end zone from the 1-yard line, putting the Vols up 35-3. Cap off the scoring for the Volunteers, Tyree West bats his ball into the air and it's intercepted by William Wright, who races into the end zone for 6.
Well, it's safe to say the Salute to Service game was exactly what Tennessee fans were expecting. The defense really picked up some scraps here. The Volunteers looked to capitalize on their win this past week by taking it on to this week in Gainesville. The Volunteers will face the Florida Gators at 7:30 p.m. in the Swamp. And here's a fun fact for all the history buffs out there. If Tennessee takes down Florida this coming week, it'll mark the first time since 2006 that the Vols have won at least 3 SEC road games in a single season.
That'd be a huge mark for Heupel. Jumping to men's basketball, the team faced North Florida last week. The Volunteers are looking to gain as much momentum as they can to lunge themselves ahead in the rankings before the meat of their schedule with the SEC and some big ACC games. Let's dive into the game for some of the stats. What a day it was for the Volunteers basketball team, as they had not one, not two, but 3 players score more than 19 points. The Big Orange absolutely dominated in every way possible. They notched 52 total rebounds, 20 on offense, and 32 on defense. While they also added 10 dunks and 9 blocks. Jacoby Gillespie saw the court for 31 minutes. He lit up the court from beyond the arc, also notched a double-double with assists. The leading scorer in this game was J.P. Estrella, however, with a career-high 23 points in his 20 minutes. The Volunteers dominated this game, going on several offensive runs to steal the game from North Florida. The final score was 99-66. Taking the record for the Vols to 3-0 on the season as they look ahead to their game later today versus Rice. Show up to Food City Center around 8:30 to catch the Vols in action and see us get a hopeful win.
Sure bet. And the Lady Vols faced a tough in-state challenge Thursday night at Food City Center after falling behind in the middle quarters. Let's take a look at that game. Now, Tennessee came out firing early at Food City Center. A dominant 25-11 first quarter set the tone. Defense flying around, ball movement sharp, and the Lady Vols looked comfortable. But Belmont punched back. The Bruins found their rhythm in the second and third quarters, outscoring Tennessee 38-21 and taking a 49-46 lead into the fourth. But here we come. Enter the comeback. Kanaya Boyd starts the final period with a corner three. Then freshman Mia Poldo answers with a three of her own and a pair of free throws. Just like that, a 10-1 run, and the momentum swings back to Big Orange in front of more than 10,000 fans. Tennessee closes on a 22-9 fourth quarter run and walks away with a 68-58 win. Talasia Cooper showed up big. Kanaya Boyd, Mia Poldo, and the rest of the Lady Vol squad showed poise and power down the stretch. With that kind of depth and defensive pressure, Tennessee moves to 3-1 and looks more confident each night out.
The Lady Vols volleyball team faced off against Arkansas on Friday, proving that they never lost their stride from before. Arkansas definitely fought for that first set, but they were no match for our Lady Vols, as they came out swinging with a 10-4 lead early. A 4-1 run for Tennessee finished out the set with a score of 25-18. From there, the Vols were warmed up. And even though Arkansas tried their best to take the lead, the Lady Vols handled it with ease as they got an 8-point lead from there, and then they secured the second set with a score of 25-15. The Lady Vols breezed through the last set with ease, dominating Arkansas and wrapping up the game with a score of 25-15 yet again. Tennessee racked up a total of 48 kills with assists on 46 out of the 48, whereas Arkansas only had 31 kills. Tennessee had 12 blocks and 40 digs. Caroline Kerr ended with 39 assists, 5 digs, and 3 blocks. Chelsea Sutton had 6 blocks and 6 kills, which pushed her over her 250 kill mark of her career. It's clear to see the Lady Vols volleyball team is back on top and will continue to show up and reign supreme. Make sure to tune in as the Lady Vols head to Savannah, Georgia for their upcoming SEC tournament starting this Friday.
And speaking of this weekend was homecoming, and the theme was torchbearers and trailblazers. Our Karsten Haugland takes a deeper look into the Lady Vol program's history and how the legacy of many trailblazers still shapes generations of student athletes.
The Lady Vols, a program that has revolutionized women's collegiate sports. Dating back to 1976, head athletic director Gloria Ray adopted the Lady Vol name, but the program's identity started taking shape even earlier through leaders who saw beyond the scoreboard and into the future of women's athletics.
Tennessee said yes to women before it was cool and gave us an opportunity.
When Cronin arrived in 1968 as head women's basketball coach, she faced challenges that went far beyond the court. There were no orange uniforms for women. White wasn't allowed for home games, and the few brands making women's athletic gear didn't cater to Tennessee's iconic orange color. So, she got creative, choosing a shade of Carolina blue that complemented Tennessee orange. That color, later known as Summit Blue, named in honor of legendary coach Pat Summitt. Former Lady Vol Nikki Fargas, who played under Coach Summitt, remembers the movement that was the Lady Vol program.
Our ability to move the needle for not just basketball being on television, nationally televised, but in the sports. Yeah, that's who Pat Summitt was. She became a movement.
Even as women's sports continue to evolve, Tennessee remains a symbol of what's possible when excellence meets opportunity. For the Volunteer Channel, I'm Karsten Hoagland.
One thing remains clear for sure. Being a Lady Vol isn't just a title, it's a lifetime of leadership and a tradition that continues to inspire. That was Karsten Haugland giving us a special inside look.
And that wraps up our very Vol Thanksgiving special. From basketball to hoops to volleyball to the Lady Vol Trailblazers, Tennessee Athletics gave us plenty to talk about this week.
Absolutely, and talk about a busy week behind us, a bigger one ahead, and Tennessee Athletics continue to roll into the holiday stretch. Whatever you're eating this Thanksgiving, wherever you're watching from, you are part of Vol Nation, and we're thankful for it.
So happy Thanksgiving from all of us here, and go
Go
Vols!
Vols!